Hey guys, this video is called How to Feel Safe Within Yourself. So here's the thing, we are all born with an internal GPS, an inner guidance system. I like to call it the wise guide inside. It's kind of how we were born with a purpose and this inner GPS to show us how to get there and how to do it and really how to feel joy and fulfillment. But so many times when we're younger, we cut that off because we feel we have to cut that off to survive. I can tell you my personal stories all day long because I think a lot of you guys relate to it, but this is like a general thing these days where you might be a little bit different than your tribe. You might have different ideas than your society. You might not fit all the perfect little boxes because you're here to create new boxes. So what happens is after so long of feeling like I'm wrong because I'm not like them, or I'm wrong because I do it differently, we stop wanting to be wrong. And so we start trading in our inner guidance, in our internal director, for the authority of someone outside of us or something outside of us. And what's really scary about this is that we think these opinions are literally God. And they're not. They're just people with their opinions. But when we're younger, we don't know that. And we think to be safe and survive, we must give over our inner guidance so that we can be part of something and feel safe. And it's interesting because what happens when we do that, when we give over our internal guidance system and we create this separation from true self, we feel so unsafe. We're no longer safe because we no longer have that daily moment-to-moment guidance from instinct and emotion and authentic feeling. We turn in our real feelings for our ideal feelings. Like, if I were this person that got accepted by my family or society or whatever, what would I feel? What would I need? What would the best version of myself be? And so we have this ideal version of ourselves with these ideal needs, and this is very unsafe because when we do this, we are not taking care of ourselves. We are taking care of this created self, the one that we thought would be safe. And in doing that, we became very unsafe within ourselves because it created this huge disconnect between who we truly are and what we're projecting, or who we truly are and what we think we need to be safe. No. I always ask my clients, I say, look, you're not young anymore. You're young, but you're an adult. You're old enough to unravel some of these misinterpretations and these limiting patterns. And so to stop this process, I want to ask you what you really feel. And more times than not, my clients will say, I don't know. I actually don't know anymore. I'm so disconnected. I don't know. And I say to them, you do know. You just have layers of fear that we need to bust through so that you can be clear. Because fear makes you very unclear. So what's the fear? I ask. Is it the fear of failure? Is it the fear of being still separate from what you think you need? Is it the fear of feeling like if I'm really who I am, that I won't have the external support I think I need, even though the internal support is far more powerful? Or is it actually the worst of the fears, which confirms you are actually separate from God and you are actually just not good enough? Well, let me just tell you that when you were rejected when you were younger, it was never your inner guidance that was rejected. It was an opinion. It wasn't that there was something wrong. It was an opinion that it was wrong or different. It was never a truth. You were born this way, perfect for your purpose. So the next thing after we clear all that up, I look at them and say, instead of living this ideal life that's not taking care of you, what are the things that you would want instead? What are the feelings that you feel today? Do you feel like shit? And if you're not allowing yourself to feel it, then why are you having a judgment of that feeling? So we clear the judgments. After you clear so much of this stuff out of your way, this fear and these judgments and this ideal, and you get really honest with the real, and you start really connecting again with yourself. You start remembering who you truly are. You start receiving this wisdom and clarity. You start really seeing how everything is kind of designed perfect for your purpose if you keep choosing in alignment with truth, not ideal, but real. You start really opening up to this world that you left behind a long time ago, and you start feeling safe. And you start feeling safe because your inner guidance is saying, oh my God, you're finally listening to me. It's finally safe to talk louder and give you more guidance and show you more synchronicity and give you more answers and have a stronger opinion because you're actually going to listen to me now. The unsafety comes from your inner guidance saying, I don't trust you. You're not listening to me. You're listening to who you wish I could be. The truth is you never want to be the ideal because the ideal is never real and it's never safe within you, and it's never going to guide you to who you truly are and what you're here to do is your path of service. So the last part of this is I always ask my clients to look in the mirror and say to yourself, if I was already perfect, how would I feel? If I already knew that I was perfect, who would my friends be? If I already knew I was perfect, what would I be doing with my life? If I already knew I was perfect, how would I treat myself? You are already perfection in the process. And the more you own who you are today, the happier you become, the more synchronicity you see, and the more safe you feel. That's your video for today. Have a beautiful day.